Hey, what's up guys? It's Dr. B here with another tabletop reviews. Today we're going to go over the Masters of the Universe Origins Rokkon. So let's check them out. Alright, comes in the collector grade packaging, mini comic, and let's see what we got here. Alright, pretty easy to remove and easily able to go back in the clamshell. Excellent, alright. So there we go. Let's see if we can get him to stand up a little bit here. You know, taking a look at him, I mean, definitely pretty interesting. He seems like the legs are definitely thinner than a typical Motu Origins figure. I'll try and get one to compare against. But yeah, like the rock shell armor does not appear to be removable. I mean, I certainly am not going to try and force it, but it does not appear to be at all removable. But overall, I mean, looks really good. He's got a nice kind of blue and heavily silver paint application. Dig that, very reflective. And definitely feels lighter than the typical Motu Origins. Let's check out the transformation. So head can go down. So it sounds like it's on a ratchet of some kind. And we'll put his arms up here, fold him over. Well, that didn't work. So at least we know he's still modular like all the other Motu Origins figures. All right, so let's really try and bring all of his pieces together here. These zigzags, looks like they go together. And let's take a look here. We can get these shapes to go. Yeah. So there you go, guys. I'm gonna tilt the camera down just a little bit. We have our Motu Origins Rokkon here. Very cool. Again, does seem a little bit, for whatever reason, just kind of comes across as a smaller figure. I'm not sure what's up with that. So let's go over articulation real quick. Okay, so head. Obviously we talked about it. It's on a ratchet joint. That's as far as he goes back. Goes forward probably about 80 degrees or so, almost a full 90. It does rotate side to side, but there's some restriction due to the a head armor piece there. Now taking a look at the arms, at the shoulders, you do get a full 360 this way, and he can pull out to about, I would say, you know, probably 80 degrees as well, not a full 90. Same thing there. Let's see here. There is a swivel at the elbow, as well as, you know, flexion and extension. And there is articulation at the wrist, although it does seem pretty minimal. There's definitely rotation, but these armor pieces definitely hinder that. All right, so again, same thing here, swivel, flex at the elbow. And again, minimal. There we go. I just maybe need to work it up a little bit. So there's a small bit of flexion and extension to the wrist and good rotation there. Twist, great at the waist. There's no ab crunch at the hips. Kick forward very nicely. I would say that's, you know, probably close to maybe 120 degrees in the forward. A little restricted going backwards though, and maybe only go, you know, back 20 degrees. At the knee, you can bend maybe 70 degrees, there's a swivel at the knee, but also there's a swivel at the boot cut. And there's ankles do have a little bit of flexion, forward, backward, and rock side to side. So there we go. That's the articulation on Rokkon. Let's let him hold his blaster here. What's interesting is that this little satellite disc shield is just kind of on there pretty loosely. It's kind of a disappointment. Would have liked it to feel a little bit more secure. And so it looks like he can have the handle here for the hand or the peg for his chest. Let's see how he can hold on to his weapon. Again, there's definitely some restriction because of the rock armor. But overall, I mean, I really like him. I like just how different he is. Well, I don't think we're gonna get it in his hand. Yeah, the gun does seem a little bit off. I'll have, like, even the, I don't know, even the little satellite dish thing here, I don't know, it just kind of bugs me how loose it is. It just kind of feels cheap. But other than that, I really like the figure. We can compare him to his Masters of the Universe Classics counterparts here. I used to have the original vintage figure as a kid, but it has long gone via garage sale, probably in the late 80s. All right, so, one thing that I did find was interesting is if we check on the back, when we do try to go into, we'll just call him, his armored pose, there's definitely some little booty cheeks showing there. What's interesting is on the Masters of the Universe Classics, they actually put a little flap here to cover that up, which that kind of would have been cool, but I understand it is probably a cost-saving measure. So it's kind of a mix of both worlds, vintage and, modern. The vintage figure, if I recall, really had very minimal articulation. And so let's open up Rokkon from the Masters of the Universe Classics so we can get some comparison here. I really like the Comet Warriors from the Classics line. I thought what they did with the armor on the basic Motu Classics buck was really cool. I have his gun somewhere, but I can't really find it. And I didn't think it was that crucial. So we'll compare them both without their weapons, because this one is kind of crappy. But other than that, let's take a look at how the figures compare. All right, let's check out the face sculpts. Let's like really get in there and take a look here. So here's your Motu Origins, and here's the Motu Classics. I mean, I think most people would agree that the Motu Classics is probably a nicer head sculpt. But again, I don't know which one's more accurate to the vintage figure. And please excuse my French bulldog, he's probably barking at a cat. But as you can tell, otherwise, armor is basically the same, although obviously there's way more like slight, details, like the piping here around the chest collar. It's not really that noticeable on the Motu Origins. Colors are similar, but I would say the Motu Origins is definitely more orange, while the Motu Classics is more of like an orange-red, but otherwise still looks good. And then on the Motu Classics, we have these small details here and here that, I don't know if you can tell, but they have like a little copper or gold paint on them. No paint apps on that guy. Maybe zoom out just a little bit here, there we go. Looking at their arms, let's check out the differences there. The nice thing about the Motu Classics is that if we want, we can just take off the armor. So comparing their arms, I mean, overall, very similar. Again, just that slight difference in the color. The peg here is that orange red. Peg here, you can tell, was not painted in blue. And other than that, I mean, I think they're really great looking figures. Let's see here. I do like the detail, that the sculpting on the inside of the rock or comet armor. I do think that is very cool. And now that I've played with it a little bit more, I can see how that cut does allow for that swivel. So I do like that. I do think that is cool. Other than that, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, there you go, guys. I mean, there's your two Rokkons. I am looking forward to Stone Dar. Put his armor back on. Obviously, the classics figures are great, but I do like Rokkon. He does definitely have a very vintage vibe to him. And you know, we got Stone Dar right here, the classics version. Might as well just pop him open and see kind of how he compares. I will say I'm definitely more of a Stone Dar guy. I think when I was younger, I liked Rokkon more, but since I've become kind of a grouchy middle-aged man, I relate to Stone Dar much more. What a great figure, man. I had to dig these up, and I'm glad I did. These Motu Classics figures were great. Again, no shade to Motu Origins. Love this little guy. He's great. He will look good on my Eternia playset all lit up. So anyway, that's my review of the Motu Origins Rokkon. If you guys could like, subscribe, and leave a comment down there. You know, tell me if you're interested in, you know, getting Stone Dar, or, you know, if you really liked how Rokkon was. All right, let's do some additional comparisons against some other Motu Origins figures. And again, it feels just like a little guy. And again, the legs are pretty thin. So I wanted to compare different types of legs in the Motu Origins. So there we go against one of the skeleton warriors. Obviously, he's got bigger legs than the skeleton. But if we compare him against, I don't know, go with King Grayskull here, because hey, who doesn't like to see King Grayskull? You can tell, yeah, there's definitely some big differences there. Now let's compare him against, I don't know, version 1 of Tila. I would say that his legs are maybe very, very similar in width to Tila's. And then again, we're gonna compare, and put your Cosmic Glock down. Cartoon Collection He-Man. I mean, this guy is just jacked. Never, ever, ever skips leg day, ever. Man, look at that. I guess when you're an alien from outer space that turns into a comet, you don't get to go to the gym. But yeah, again, I mean, I really like all these figures. I mean, Mattel did a great job on all of them. I've got a huge collection that I need to eventually, you know, show you guys. But man, I really am digging just rediscovering the Motu Classics Rock Warriors. I mean, they're just so cool looking. I mean, just look at that face. Just look at that face. Oh, he's so mad. And I just love the shading. You see like the gold behind him, silver here. So yeah, I mean, I just love all these figures. Well, anyway, so there's, I almost forgot to do the comparison on the legs, so I wanted to come back around and take care of that. And now, for real, I'll see you guys next time.